let's take a quick look at the different variety coins that you can look for and find within the 1910 wheat cent. First in line would be a repunched mint mark variety from the San Francisco Mint. This, the first of two similar varieties, is not the boldest, but still manages to have impressive doubling on the S mint mark towards the south of the final impression, with mainly the serif and lower rounding of the S being the main pickup points for this variety. It is a curiosity that, mainly due to the already relatively high values of the base coin in high grades especially, the premiums for this variety tend to stay on the lower end. Still, in 2023, a PCGS graded AU50 example of this type was sold at auction for $169. The next coin that then follows is, well, would logically then be the other repunched mint mark variety, also from the San Francisco Mint, as Denver would only start producing Lincoln coins in the following year. Here, the doubling, or well, I should probably say repunching rather, is really quite strong. An indication that the initial S mint mark must have been very strong is the fact that most of the first punching remains visible underneath the secondary and final placements. Immediately you should notice the top portion of the second S mint mark is seen towards the north of the primary mint mark, almost doubled perfectly in relation to the final placement. The bottom serif is also then seen to display with the same effect, and even the middle section of the letter S can be detected in most examples found. This coin is by far the most popular variety of the 1910 Lincoln series and manages to attain consistently higher prices in any grade. A rather extreme example of this would be in 2018, when Stax Bowers sold a PCGS graded MS67 red example of this coin at auction for the closing price of $19,200. Now, another example of a variety coin for the 1910 penny can be found on the Philadelphia Mint example of this coin, and was only recently confirmed in early 2023, discovered by Sean Tew. This is an example of a Class 3 or Design Hub double die. In this case, a reverse die used in the production of 1909 pennies, or in other words, an older reverse die variety, most likely from an earlier form of the Galvano, was probably inadvertently used to create a new reverse die, which is why it is also being referred to as a transitional variety. Doubling is most noticeable on the T and E of United, especially in the upper flag of the letters, displaying towards the right, in the northeasterly direction, creating a partially filled effect with clear notching towards the south. The left downstroke of the M of America is also doubled towards the northeast along the entire length of that particular aspect of the letter. The reverse of the coin is usually seen paired with an obverse that displays signs of a die clash below Lincoln's chin and a small die crack running diagonally towards the right from the lower left corner of his bust. Now, as of recording this, PCGS has not recognized, well, or at least slabbed, any examples of this coin that I'm aware of, certainly. However, NGC does recognize the variety and is slabbing them with the 1910 reverse of 1909 attribution. Now, because it is such a newly discovered variety, there is no auction record or available pricing data to point to, but $50 to $100 premium per coin would not be an unreasonable assumption, depending on grade, of course. Then finally, there is the matte-proof version of the coin. Now this is not a variety in the strictest sense, but rather just a proof version of the same coin with a matte finish. It is highly unlikely that you will come across it searching in coin rolls, but it is important to know how to tell the difference all the same. The matte proof coin for this year typically has noticeably sharper details on Lincoln's beard, as well as the details of the hair behind Lincoln's ear. Comparing a high-grade business strike example of this coin with a matte proof version is the best way to illustrate the difference. It also highlights the differences in texture of the surface of the coin, where the proof coin has a finely but uniformly granulated or sandblasted surface, oftentimes missing from the regular coins. The rim of the coin should also be sharply squared off and not beveled or rounded in any way. These matte-proof coins came from the mint wrapped in yellow tissue paper, which contained sulfur and caused fantastical toning at best, or resulted in coins turning from fully red to completely brown at worst. Now, these matte-proof coins are very popular today and valuable as a result. In 2023, a PCGS graded MS67 example of the coin was sold at auction for $18,000. But the record still belongs to a coin sold at auction in 2019, a PCGS graded MS67 plus red example that managed to raise $52,875. Subscribe to WNN and feel free to watch a video about the 1909 penny varieties next. For the World Numismatic News, I'm Numisman saying thank you for watching. Keep collecting and have a fantastic day.